Good evening. Welcome and thank you for tuning in to tonight's special OHSAA and Athletic Departmental Award evening. While this is not how any of us thought our senior year would go, especially our spring sports senior athletes, it is our goal to make sure that we still give the recognition to those that deserve it and celebrate this great senior class. On behalf of the Westlake Demon Athletic Department, the Westlake High School Administration, our superintendent and school board, we say thank you to our senior athletes and parents for contributing to the success of this Demon athletic program for the last 4 years. I wanted to take a moment to congratulate the student athletes who were honored last week during scholarship night. It was great to see so many of our best and brightest be rewarded for their work in the classroom and in other areas besides the athletic fields. Normally, we would have all of our coaches present their athletes in front of the big crowd with any all-conference and all-district, all-state type awards on this evening. Obviously, with all of us trying to stay safe, it's going to give me great honor to start this evening's celebration off by announcing our scholar athletes for our spring sport teams. In baseball, our scholar athlete will be Jack Williams. Jack has a 5.08 GPA. Congratulations to Jack. In softball, it's Morgan Campbell with a 4.75 GPA. Congratulations, Morgan. In boys track and field, our scholar athlete will be Eric Kronz. Eric has a 4.94 GPA. Congratulations to Eric. In girls track and field, Samantha Thomas with a 5.06 GPA. Congratulations to Sam. In boys lacrosse, it's Luke Volku. Luke has a 4.77 GPA. And in girls lacrosse, Alexa Prexta with a 4.78 GPA. And last but not least, our scholar athlete in boys tennis, Frank Ricarte, with a 4.85 GPA. It is truly amazing to see these high GPAs and all the accomplishments of these student athletes. And we congratulate all of our scholar athletes who truly embrace what it means to be a student athlete. Our next set of awards is the W Awards. These awards are given to any senior athlete who has earned 7 or more varsity letters during their time at Westlake High School. In my opinion, it is a super special accomplishment to be dedicated to multiple sports and be able to earn that many letters. As you see some of these names, as we announce them, you will see the amazing things in the sports that they have affected. If for some reason you feel that you should have been included on this list and don't see your name, please check with myself or Mrs. McKenzie so we can double check our records to make sure that we didn't miss anybody. Here are our female W Award winners. Gina Adams, she will be earning 7 letters in basketball and track and field. Paige Bowman, earning 9 letters, cross country, swimming, and softball. Ashley Butcher, 7 letters in cross country and softball. Chloe Cahill, 8 letters in gymnastics and lacrosse. Olivia Irwin, and Olivia is earning the most letters of any of our seniors, as she is earning 12 letters, 4 each in cross country, swimming, and track. Alexa Prexta, 10 letters in golf, hockey, and lacrosse. Jane Protos, 9 letters, cross country, swimming, lacrosse, and track and field. Abby Prout, 11 letters in diving, gymnastics, and lacrosse. Stephanie Randar, 10 letters, soccer, basketball, and softball. Allie Roquefort, 7 letters, gymnastics and softball. Molly Smith, 7 letters in gymnastics and lacrosse. Tegan Walsh, 8 letters, 4 each in cross country and track. And Kara Wilkinson, 9 letters in cheerleading, gymnastics, and diving. Congratulations to our female W Award winners. Now let's move on to our male W Award winners. Taking the cake for the most letters earned in his 4-year career this year, Lance Clemens, 11 letters earned, cross country, swimming, and track. Patrick Hardup, 8 letters in baseball, soccer, and wrestling. Brandon Homan, 7 letters in swimming and lacrosse. Joe Klessel, 9 letters, football, basketball, and lacrosse. Matt Romansky, 9 letters in golf, hockey, and lacrosse. Adam Tinline, 7 letters in hockey and lacrosse. Matt Toner, 7 letters in soccer and lacrosse. And Colin Walsh, 8 letters, 4 each in cross country and track. Congratulations to all of our W Award winners, as it is truly an honor to be honored with multiple letters in multiple sports. It is a tribute to their dedication to their sports. Our next award is our Bob Hersman Coach of the Year Award. This award is named after Bob Hersman, former director of athletics for the Westlake City Schools. This award is given annually to a Westlake coach nominated and selected by a committee of his peers. Listed below are some of the criteria that are considered when nominating a person for this award: outstanding coaching and teaching skills, outstanding contributions made in the athletic department, positive contributions to the athletes in the Westlake City Schools, positive contributions towards staff and program development. This award is the way of keeping Bob Hersman's name and the principles that he stood for alive in the Westlake athletic program. This award is also open to any coach in the Westlake City Schools, and as I mentioned previously, it is a very meaningful award to our coaches as it comes from their fellow colleagues. We have many nominees this year for this award, but our award winner this year is Jim Epley of the boys bowling team. I want to read a few things about Jim Epley, first from a fellow colleague. I first met Coach Epley when we started our high school coaching careers about 4 years ago. We were both united by a desire to build a competitive bowling program for our children and for Westlake, and quickly became friends. I immediately learned that when Coach Epley sets his mind to do something, he goes all out, and the Westlake bowling program has benefited greatly from all his efforts. In only 4 short years, Coach Epley has built a program to be envied. He was the driving force behind getting bowling recognized as a varsity sport at Westlake. His teams have already filled a trophy case with multiple league championships, tournament trophies, state district tournament appearances, a SWC championship, and numerous individual awards. These titles have been won against other high school programs that have been around for decades. If you ask Coach Epley how he is able to build such a competitive program so quickly, he will give credit to others: the committed athletes and parents, Chuck, his certified bowling instructor, and the support of the athletic department and Westlake Demon Athletic Boosters. But the real reason is because he is a great coach. Coach Epley recognized early on that having a strong bowling program at WHS would be a great opportunity for non-traditional athletes to experience the many benefits on a high school varsity sports team. They would learn a lifelong skill: how to be a member of a team, how to lead and inspire others, how to persevere through adversity and disappointment, and how to celebrate victory with grace and class. These are all invaluable life skills, and Coach Epley has provided these and more to his student athletes. And like all great coaches, I've seen the pride and joy in his eyes when a new bowler finally has a breakthrough and when his athletes work together as a team to accomplish a goal. He helps others grow and finds greatness in themselves, which is the purest definition of a great coach, and why Coach Jim Epley so richly deserves this Bob Hersman Coach of the Year award. As we all know, a great coach is made by great players, and so I have a letter that was submitted by one of Coach Epley's players, and I'm going to try to get through it without getting emotional, but it didn't work the first time, so I'm going to try this again. I've loved bowling for as long as I can remember. I tried other sports, and I just never fit in. In bowling, it was just me and the ball. I wanted to bowl for Westlake before I ever got to high school. I remember meeting Coach Epley a few months before school started my freshman year. It made me feel special to know that he was already looking at me to be on the team. When practice started my freshman year, I was the new kid. The rest of the team had already been together for a year. I felt so out of place. Coach Epley seemed to know that, and he really looked out for me. He showed me how to be a part of a team. Before, it was just me and the ball, but being a part of a team made it something so much more. I I had some struggles that first year, but Coach Epley was always there. He encouraged me, he cheered me, he understood me, but he also held me accountable. When he sent me to JV for a couple of weeks, I was worried that I would never go back to varsity. I hated it, but it wasn't the punishment I thought it was. It was the break that I needed. He saw it even if I didn't. He never gave up on me, and I was able to move back to the varsity. Every bowler will tell you that there are slumps and there are highs. Coach Epley was there for all of it. He taught us how to support each other, respect each other, challenge each other, and celebrate each other. We had an amazing last season. Because of Coach Epley, I was able to do things that I will always be proud of. I know that Coach was proud of me too. Me, Andrew Bodie, that weird kid that never fit in. We set records, we broke records, and we had fun, and we owe it all to Coach. I will never forget that he believed in me. It gives me great honor to present this year's recipient of the Bob Hersman Coach of the Year Award to our boys bowling coach and conference and league championship coach, Jim Epley. Congratulations to Jim. Our next award is the State Award for Sportsmanship, Ethics, and Integrity. This award is presented to a person within the school or community who continually exemplifies good sportsmanship, a person who is a positive role model for others, a person who reflects a high level of ethics and integrity in dealing with students and the interscholastic athletic program, a person who supports and demonstrates positive values, a person who has contributed to the well-being of the youth of the local high school. This award can be presented to an adult who may be a coach, teacher, administrator, booster, or supporter of the school program. This year's award winner is a super supporter, is what I call him. He's a parent of former Demons, a volunteer coach for 2 sports, willing to do anything for anyone. He gives us his medical expertise and covers games as a medical personnel in a pinch. He is someone I consider a friend and someone that I hope will stick around for years to come. This year's award winner for State Award for Sportsmanship, Ethics, and Integrity is Dr. Mark Gay. Here are some thoughts for 2 of the coaches that he serves under. Doc's passion for the sport and athletes he coaches is unmatched. There is not a better role model for young adults to aspire to and interact with during their adolescence. He gets the most out of each moment he lives. It is not an uncommon day for him to be on the ice at 5:45 a.m. and surgery by 7:20, wrap up in the OR after 5, head to one of his many board meetings, then head back to the ER for a couple more hours. I am in awe sometimes by the selfless, egoless focus on others. More importantly, the athletes see it and know they can achieve their dreams and aspirations with a similar approach to their sport, academics, and life. Ask his athletes what F&D means and they will say in unison, focus and discipline. Ask them what they think about in the morning and many will say, how am I going to get better today? Doc's effort in coaching goaltenders that have never put on skates and pads has been the bedrock for 10 years of Demon hockey. We are blessed to have his coaching in our program, and I am blessed to have the best of friends in the coach's room. That's from head hockey coach John Duke. Our head boys lacrosse coach Brian Stepanek said, Doc Way has been the godfather of Westlake's hockey and lacrosse programs since their inception. He has shared his love of both games with an entire generation of boys and girls in our community. His avuncular nature immediately puts even the most nervous of beginners at ease, and his depth of knowledge and respect for the game earns him a place of reverence among those who understand either game. Doc is an outstanding surgeon, husband, father, coach, and friend. If I had dreamt up a partner for this ride myself, they wouldn't hold a candle to Doc. Hundreds of boys and girls have had so much fun and learned such a great deal from and with Doc. Our lives are enriched beyond measure by his friendship. It gives me great pride to present this year's OHSAA State Award for Sportsmanship, Ethics, and Integrity to my friend, Dr. Mark Gay. Our next awards are the National Federation of High Schools Award of Excellence. These are distributed to 1 male and 1 female who have displayed exemplary sportsmanship, ethics, and integrity. The recipients of these awards are not necessarily superstars or the all-state players, but rather great role models for their involvement and their continued positive outlook on athletics and the community as a whole. This year's male nominee is Patrick Hardup. Patrick was a 3-year varsity athlete in 3 different sports. He served as a captain for all 3. He was a very accomplished wrestler his junior season and was a team leader in soccer his senior season before suffering a torn ACL halfway through this season. But that did not stop him from continuing to lead 3 teams, including baseball. He was at every practice and continually worked on making those that were competing better. I had a conversation with his father at the beginning of wrestling season where he was talking to Patrick, and he said, you should really think about traveling with the team to tournaments, to which Patrick responded, and I'm going to edit this for PG. He said, what the heck did you think I was going to do? And that's kind of Patrick's motto. He earned a 4.2 GPA, taking a strong AP and IB courses. He volunteers by coaching the youth and middle school programs, and he helped coach youth athletes in baseball. He's always volunteered at any of our wrestling tournaments here at the high school, and his leadership bleeds off the court, off the fields as well, as he was also our student council president. He is an Eagle Scout. He is described by all his coaches as very coachable and one of the hardest workers in the room. The NFHS Award of Excellence for Male Athlete this year goes to Patrick Hardup. Congratulations, Patrick. Our female nominee is Stephanie Randar from one of her coaches. Stephanie is one of the best three-sport athletes in Westlake High School history. She carries a 4.6 GPA and is a member of the National Honor Society and Spanish National Honor Society. In soccer, her defensive skills helped our team to an amazing run to the district championship game. In basketball, her hustle, rebounding, and defense helped our team enjoy a historic season, winning SWC and district titles. In softball, her work ethic is unmatched. She gives 100% effort all the time. She competes fiercely, and she leads by example. She has developed into one of the best power hitters in Ohio. She earned 4 varsity letters in softball, first team All-SWC honors, and was the team MVP. And she set single-season records last season for home runs in a season with 7 and RBIs with 41. Through all her success, our co-captain has remained grounded and humbled. She always displays good sportsmanship and provides outstanding leadership. Stephanie is highly respected by her teammates, coaches, and even our opponents. Although Stephanie is an outstanding student athlete, I believe her compassion for helping others is what sets her above the rest. She founded Project Support at Westlake High School to coordinate after-school events for students with physical and mental disabilities. She also spends her study halls assisting our special needs students. As a member of Key Club SAD, Leadership Challenge, and the Student Council, she gives her time and talents to help others at Westlake High School and in our Westlake community. The NFHS Award of Excellence female goes to Stephanie Randar. Congratulations, Stephanie. Our next 2 awards are the OHSAA Archie Griffin Awards. This award is named after Ohio State football's 2-time Heisman Trophy winner, Archie Griffin. This award is presented each year to a male and female student athlete who have been outstanding in their efforts to promote sportsmanship in their school and community. This year's female award winner is Gina Adams. From one of her coaches, Gina Adams has been a 4-year star on the court while showing phenomenal dedication, sportsmanship, and community spirit off the court. Gina was always the first in the gym, eager to find any opportunity to work on her game with her coaches before or after practice, along with putting in numerous hours on her own. She has developed from a role player as a freshman to a 1,000-point scorer and the 2019-2020 SWC MVP in girls basketball as a senior. Gina constantly led by example with her tenacity, hustling for loose balls, guarding players bigger than her, or her undying belief that she was strong enough to score on anybody. She increased the intensity of practice every day as she set the tone as a captain for the 2019-2020 season. Off the court, Gina was a role model to many of the young players in the Varsity Prep Youth Program. One of the highlights of her season included Gina attending the 3rd grade city championship and helping coach the girls as they won the championship. Gina has inspired the next generation of Westlake Lady Demons. Congratulations to this year's female award winner for the OHSAA Archie Griffin Sportsmanship Award, Gina Adams. Our male award winner this year will be Joe Klessel. From a couple of Joe's coaches, you can count on Joe Klessel always. Joe's stoic poise, quiet intensity, and laconic wit combine to make him a tremendous teammate, friend, and brother. Although Joe competes with the heart of a lion, he will be the first to check on an injured opponent, not just because he's probably culpable for the injury, or sincerely congratulate a foe on a job admittedly well done. These traits of tenacity, integrity, and compassion define what we value in sportsmanship, and in Joe's particular case, merit recognition as exemplary of the ideals to which we all strive as competitors and men. another of Joe's coaches. Joe was an excellent leader by example. Every day he came in and put forth the best effort. He improved dramatically from last summer and became a key contributor on our team. Joe always played with a high level of physical and mental toughness. The respect his teammates had for him was obvious. He made the rest of them more confident by the way he carried himself and the way he played. Joe is very deserving of this award. The OHSAA Archie Griffin Sportsmanship Award for male athlete is Joe Klessel. Congratulations, Joe. The next set of awards is our OHSAA Scholar Athletes. These awards are given to one female and one male student who combine academic achievement with multiple letters in high school sports. This year's recipient for the females is Samantha Thomas. She is earning multiple letters in track. As we already heard, her GPA is above 5 from her coach. Driven and dedicated, Samantha's time at WHS was consumed with one unwavering goal: success. Whether that was success in academics or success in athletics, Samantha did whatever she could to ensure that she performed not just her best, but the best in whichever arena she entered. In doing so, Samantha pursued each goal with the same determined resolve, the same relentless and persistent mindset that would see her end her tenure at Westlake High School as one of the top in her class, both within our halls and upon our fields. This drive and dedication to her goals not only helps explain her personal success, but is just one of the reasons why we are excited for her future as she moves on from Westlake High School to Stanford University. This year's recipient for the OHSAA Female Scholar Athlete of the Year is Samantha Thomas. Congratulations, Sam. This year's male nominee and recipient is Jack Williams from one of Jack's coaches. And remember, Jack earned multiple letters in baseball, swimming, and cross country. Jack embodied the meaning behind student athlete, balancing between being a full-time student with an intense workload and a varsity swimmer is no joke. Swimming is a tremendous dedication, having early morning weights, long swim practices, meets almost every weekend, but Jack prevailed. Jack was a leader in the classroom and a leader on the swim team. His determination, work ethic, and perseverance led him to all his accomplishments during his tenure at Westlake High School. Congratulations, Jack, and good luck at Johns Hopkins University. Congratulations to Sam Thomas and Jack Williams, the OHSAA Scholar Athlete Award winners for Westlake High School. This brings us to our last award of the evening. This award is the Ohio High School Athletic Association Courageous Student Award. Each high school may present this certificate to deserving individuals in their local school. Some suggested guidelines for this selection: a student who either currently has or has overcome a serious illness, injury, or disability, a student who has overcome great adversity in a positive way, a student who has gone far beyond normal in assisting a fellow student, family member, or friend, or any other extraordinary situations where a student has displayed tremendous courage against overwhelming odds. It gives me great pleasure to present this award to Sammy Jablonski. I just want to read a few things from a few of her coaches, again, trying to get through it without being emotional. Sammy Jablonski is definitely the most fitting person to be named Courageous Athlete. She could never sit still during her time on the injured list her junior year. She had some of the biggest motivation and courage to keep pushing herself to the limits to be back on the field where she belonged. To go down with an ACL injury during some peak times of a high school career takes a ton of courage to come back from. That's just what Sammy did. She physically demanded the best from herself and wouldn't stop until she got things perfect. She never let the injury get to her mentally. She knew she was going to push past whatever she needed to, and that's just the kind of young woman that Sammy is. She's as hardworking, get after it, blood and sweat, tears as athlete as you'll ever see. Missing a whole season her junior year, she took it on the chin and did the greatest thing that an athlete could do, and that's to help coach, guide, and push her fellow teammates even though she couldn't play. That takes a lot of courage to put your team first over yourself. Then, to come back her senior year and lead the team as a captain and never backing down from anything and pushing her knee to the limits to guide the ladies to a district final runner-up takes a very courageous young lady. Now she takes that same courage and passion and love for the game with her to the highest college level to play Division I soccer at Long Island University. From another one of her coaches, I could not think of a more fitting recipient for the Courageous Athlete Award than Sammy Jablonski. I've seen Sammy play soccer in high school as a fan and as a coach. And for a high schooler, what she has been able to do is nothing short of incredible. She's been able to battle through a multitude of injuries and return stronger every time. I think what impresses me about Sammy is how strong she was mentally. Returning from long-term injury is not only physically taxing, but can also wear on your psyche. I was able to witness Sammy overcome this struggle multiple times. She was not only able to return from her injuries when she was able to lead her teammates while being sidelined. One of the big reasons she was a two-time captain. It takes a large amount of courage to be a supportive teammate and to lead when you feel like you can't contribute, and Sammy exhibited that quality tenfold. I think her overcoming her such poise is a large reason why she was such a decorated demon and will definitely flourish playing at the next level. I could not have been more impressed with her high school career, and I cannot wait to see what's in store for her future. Sammy is truly a deserving recipient of the award. It gives me great pleasure to present the OHSAA Courageous Student Athlete Award to Sammy Jablonski. Congratulations, Sammy. Before we close for this evening, I wanted to give a few thank yous out. First of all, to Mr. Warnke and Mr. Zakelli for helping me to do this in an empty auditorium. There's nobody here to cheer, but I know you're cheering at home. Mrs. McKenzie, our athletic secretary, she helped us obtain pictures and any stats and things like that. So it's been, again, challenging not being in the office all the time. So I thank you to Mrs. McKenzie. Again, I wanted just to mention that if any mistakes or omissions were made, please come and contact our office, email us, and we will try to get it right. And if we need to correct something, we will. I want to give a special thank you to our parents out there. I would try to name you all, but it would take us forever. Really want to just thank you for all your dedication, whether you're keeping score, running a scoreboard, lacrosse, doing things on the sideline, helping with track meets. I mean, there's so many things that our parents do, so many things that you do for our student athletes, whether they're your sons or daughters or they're not. And so we thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. I want to also thank Coach Hall, our faculty manager who covers games, Coach Spriggs, who also acts as our equipment manager, our two athletic trainers that we've had, Seth Campbell and AJ Sardini, for keeping our athletes healthy and safe. I want to give a special thank you to our administration, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Zelias, Mr. Laver. They love coming to watch you guys compete on the fields, and I know this spring was tough for all of us. Dr. Goggin and our school board have been super supportive of athletics, and we will continue to hopefully succeed because of your dedication. I also want to give a special thank you to our coaching staff. I would not be able to be successful in my job as I would without a supportive coaching staff. Your coaches were awesome during this spring. We stayed in constant contact, and I know they stayed in contact with you all as well if you're a spring sport athlete. I know the one person we missed seeing at games was Chad DeLillo. We always got to mention Chad, our number one fan. I'm sure he very much missed being out there, leading the lacrosse team, going to baseball games, and all the things that he does. So, Chad, if you're watching, I want to give you a special shout-out. Westlake Team and Athletic Boosters. As I've always said, we can't do what we do without the support of our Westlake Team and Athletic Boosters. What a great organization. Tim Bin, our president now, Dana Wolf, who is our vice president. I know they are looking for some officers for next year and some committee chairs. So please, if you haven't been involved, now would be a great time to get involved. They are very strong financially, and we look to lean on them even more here in the next few years. And finally, to our seniors. Without you, none of these awards would be possible. Your class will forever be remembered for their adaptability. The things that you've gone through in your four-year high school career, I can't even name. I have a special kinship to this senior class. As you all know, I have a senior in this class and have seen him go through all the same things that your sons and daughters have gone through. I'm always a firm believer, as you all know, that somebody says things better than I do. So I just happened to be reading through one of the books in my office, Stephen Covey's book, Everyday Greatness. And student athletes, if you haven't ever read this book, I suggest you buy it and put it on your shelf because I refer to it almost daily. And so he talks a lot about adaptability, a whole chapter on adaptability. And the quote that I'm going to leave you with is, wherever you look upon this earth, the opportunities take shape within the problems. And I think that the adaptability really describes this senior class. Again, thank you for tuning in this evening. Congratulations to all award winners, and go Demons.